Well, it's late winter, early spring, and for those of us that grow our own citrus, we know that it's coming on. And so we've been out harvesting, and this is our Meyer lemon tree. So we had kind of a bumper crop this winter. We've had 30 to 40 Meyer lemons on our tree out in the greenhouse. And so now that they're ripe, we are going to make limoncello.
And so a few years ago, we did this recipe and we learned something very important, that when you peel it, you don't want a lot of this white substance, which is the pith of the fruit. You want as much of the yellow part, which has all the oils and all the flavors that you're going to need for your limoncello. And so I'm using just a regular vegetable peeler, and I'm trying not to dig in too much. And I'm going to just be peeling that yellow part that we're going to be using in our limoncello, and I'm going to be using this on 4 lemons. And Ryan?
And I'm going to use the other 4 because we use 8 lemons per quart. So while Julie's peeling hers, I'm going to zest the other 4. So I'm just going to kind of use our little zester, and also be careful not to go too deep. We want it kind of this lighter color here and not into that white, because we don't want all of the pith in there to make it bitter. So we're just going to zest up these other 4 here. So we're going to finish our 4 lemons each, and then we'll be right back.
So I'm finished peeling my 4th lemon, and how'd you do?
And I've finished zesting mine here, so I'm going to start adding this in. We used the Meyer lemon, and so you can buy, if you're not growing your own, you could do this from lemons that you purchase at the store, but you do want to make sure that they usually come with like a little waxy coating. You want to make sure you use a lot of hot water beforehand to kind of melt that waxy coating off.
And we also will use the juice from these lemons, and that's what we have in this glass here. And we're going to use an ice cube tray to freeze the lemon juice in little portions, because it's much easier to bake with when we're ready for that.
So now we're going to take our quart canning jar here, and we're going to first add in all of our zest into the jar.
It smells so nice, doesn't it?
It smells great. And then after we get the zest in there, then we'll add our peels to it.
And it's really pretty. It's so colorful. All right, you ready?
Yep, so now we got our zest and our peels in there, and then we're going to add our vodka. In the vodka you could use whichever your preference is from the liquor store. You can use a cheap vodka if you want to, or whatever's on sale, or you can use top shelf. But we're just using kind of a middle of the road vodka here, and we are just going to fill up that jar, just kind of not all the way to the top. We'll leave a little bit of room in there. Right up to about there.
All right, I'm going to just cover it and tighten that.
And now that the jar is all totally done, this is one we did a couple weeks ago. So after you got it all set up, sit it on a windowsill or on a kitchen counter. And every couple days or so, we just want to give it a little shake like this, just to kind of make sure everything's incorporated. Then after about a couple weeks, we got one more step we need to do. So now it's been a couple weeks. You can see the difference between the one we just did and the one that's been sitting for a couple weeks. This one's a little bit darker, and this just sucked in all of those oils from the lemons. So we're going to take this, we're going to open our jar, and then we're just going to strain this into our big bowl right here. So I'm doing that, dumping it in there. I'm going to take my little spoon and just kind of press all of the yumminess out of there. And then we'll just move this off to the side.
And so now the next step is to add the simple syrup. So simple syrup is just a really easy recipe. It's usually 4 cups of water and 4 cups of sugar, and then you reduce it down until the sugar is all dissolved. Well, we like our limoncello just a little bit less sweet, so we used only 3 cups of sugar. So I have that all ready to go here. We've already boiled it down. And so I'm going to add it to the vodka mixture right there. So that's almost 4 cups, and I'm just going to add just a little bit more. And now I'm going to combine it all. Just give it some stirs. And oh, that looks really good. And it smells really nice too.
We're using equal parts of the simple syrup to our vodka mixture. So we had this quart jar that had 4 cups of vodka in there, and then you're adding your 4 cups of your simple syrup.
Right, so then that is the recipe, and it's really an easy recipe. And now we're going to just add the limoncello into this really pretty bottle. And just because we want to maybe leave this on our counter, or we can put it in the fridge, because of the alcohol content, you don't have to worry about it spoiling, so you can leave it on the counter. But we like to leave it in the fridge or even in the freezer because limoncello is really great when it's ice cold.
So Judy, you almost full?
That bottle is topped off now.
I don't think we're quite full yet.
Ah, so you want a taster.
So if you grow your own lemons or virtually any other citrus at home, this is a great, easy recipe to do that you can enjoy all summer long. Cheers.
Cheers.